You know you are empowered. In Acts 2, we're going to talk about verse 3. That's when the people are already gathered in the room together and the Holy Spirit is there. And it says this, and there appeared to them as of fire, tongues of fire distributing themselves, and they rested on each of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak with other tongues as the Spirit was giving them utterance. Now there were Jews living in Jerusalem, devout men of every nation of heaven. And when this sound occurred, the crowd came together and were bewildered because each one of them was hearing them speak in his own language. They were amazed and astonished, saying, "Why are not all these who are speaking Galileans? And how is it that we each hear them in our own language to which we were born? Parthians and Medes and Elamites and residents of Mesopotamia, Judea, Cappadocia, Pontus and Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia, Egypt and the districts of Libya around Cyrene, and visitors from Rome, both Jews and proselytes, Cretans and Arabs. We all hear them in our own tongue, speaking of the mighty deeds of God." And they all continued in amazement and great perplexity, saying to one another, "What does this mean?" See, the total of people speaking different languages was 16 different languages. Each one said they heard the people speak in their own language. Now have a think about that. Remember when you're in a large crowd and you're trying to hear someone particular speak? What is the likelihood in a super noisy group of people you could pull apart what was going on and hear something in your own language? See, maybe God allowed them to hear the words in their own language, but what they were actually saying was in Galilean. As preachers, we know what we say and what you hear are very different things. See, God can put a slant on what we say or completely change it, and it can be just what you needed to hear. I want us to think about this today as an encouragement. God can make the words you use make sense. So how about sharing your faith or a story about yourself with someone today? Maybe they'll get more out of it than you think. So before you go on with your day, ask God to use your words today. They might seem like they're in a foreign language, but maybe to another person they're not. Why don't you pray about that today?